Welcome guys, I'm sort of Skywars, so occasionally I'll be watching redstone videos, you know, just the usual. And then every once in a while, people complain about Minecraft Bedrock Edition and Java Edition having different redstone. And it's like, okay, yeah, it kind of sucks that they have different redstone, and yeah, Bedrock is inferior in so many ways, and then some people try to claim that Bedrock Edition just has significantly better redstone, which is nonsense. I expected that man to take knockback in a sooner time. No, you don't get to do anything. You don't have a chest plate, so you're dead. Anyways, you know, it would be nice to have them be the same, and then occasionally I see the worst comment ever of why they can't be the same. It's because they're they're made in different programming languages. Now keep in mind, it is true that Minecraft Bedrock Edition and Minecraft Java Edition are coded in different programming languages. So some people might infer that this is why they are different. Now, if you're wondering the differences between Minecraft Bedrock Edition and Minecraft Java Edition for redstone, it's a lot. For one, that made me lose my train of thought. I tried to turn off notifications, man. It doesn't work. Whatever. So anyways, like redstone and Bedrock Edition is literally just slower. This is completely true. It's completely whoa. You know what? This is not what I was expecting. No. Wait, you're supposed to fall off, and that did not work. What? No. Nah. Wait, he wants to go over here. Not a fan of this development. No. What is this man's lag? Nope. Oh, no. Goodbye. Alright, whatever. I was trying to say is like Bedrock Edition has slower redstone. This is true. We actually operate on every other tick. It's how redstone works. That's the fastest you can have is 2 tick intervals. In Java, you can have odd tick intervals, which is awesome. I wish we had that on Bedrock, but at the same time, I don't. And there's a very important reason why. Also, I think the server is just lagging a lot. Alright, whatever, so... No. You're supposed to fall off? No. Thank you. Huh? Okay, whatever. I don't think I hardly explained, like, the differences between Bedrock and Java Redstone, but there's a plenty of differences, including how Redstone itself just operates with other Redstone components, including things like bud powering or quasi-connectivity if you want to be fancy. Bud stands for block update detection, by the way, if you're wondering. I only recently learned that, like a few months ago, so I have to just tell everyone the fact, because of course that's how information relays is. We find an interesting fact, and then we have to tell everyone. No! That worked out very well, actually. Awesome. Anyways, so there's differences, and then the comments say, they're made in different languages. Now, of course, there are different languages in 2 senses of the word, Java and C++. Bedrock Edition is coded in C++. Now, how those languages function is different. You can think of C++ as one that just will not run if you get something wrong, and Java will just run with broken legs. That was incredible. This man's not even running anymore. He just went to the void. That man was C++. He found something was wrong, so he stopped running. Now then, generally languages like C++ are better than ones like Java because of how efficient they are. Of course, this is slowly starting to change. Okay, this was a hard game. But anyways, I'll be looking through other people's videos, and I'll see the comments of this is why you can't have Bedrock Edition Redstone in Java because the languages are completely different. Keep in mind, you can actually code the language of Java in C++, and you can code the language of C++ in Java. Well, I'm dead. So what I'm saying is, anything you can code in one of the languages, you can code in the other. So why is Redstone different? Well, it has to do massively with Bedrock Edition was designed so that mobile consoles can use it. And, well, you have a lot less space to work with on a phone. The processing power is just significantly weaker. Now keep in mind, the phones of today are stronger than the computers of when Minecraft was first made, but also the features of Minecraft are different from when Minecraft was first made. So we can't just expect that we can now have all the features of Java in Bedrock Edition. No, it's just not going to work. It's just going to crash your game. So, some workarounds had to do stuff. Some workarounds had to be made. You had to cut corners. So, there's a lot of checks that go through Java, and I mean a lot. Seriously. That was a lot of effort that man put into. Nope, I'm not getting stabbed by the— What? What is this man's lag? Whoa. He's also doing the crazy man strafe. What was that? Huh? But anyways, like I was trying to say, so Java has pretty much a check for even what coordinates the redstone are in to determine what it's going to do. That is how precise redstone is in Java. Everything has a queue. Everything has an ordered step to how it's going to work. Everything, including the randomness, has a step to how it's going to function. In Bedrock Edition, this is much harder to figure out, as it's easier to get Java's code, apparently. I don't know why, don't ask me how. I know I'm the burden of proof, I just don't know how it's easier at all. I don't know. People break Java code more. Maybe it's just because people use Java more. I don't know. Well, I mean, Bedrock is actually really popular. Whatever, I don't care. Bop. Bop. I thought that arrow was gonna go further. I was wrong. Goodbye. Anyway, so yeah, Bedrock Edition does not have this queue system, as far as I'm aware. No, it doesn't have it. It is much more basic and random. So you have much more optimization. It comes at quite a sacrifice, but this means it's not going to be running 10,000 checks. This is also one of the reasons why you might have heard about the recent Java update, how Redstone changed and doesn't cause nearly as many updates. Another reason for this is because Redstone can actually, on Java, can't just be operated every tick, it can be operated even faster. If you don't know what a tick is, it's just events that happen every 20th of a second. That your game is 20 frame intervals. Well, not exactly, whatever. There's 20 things that happen a second. Kind of. Alright. What is this? Goodbye. What is this? Goodbye. Yeah. He deletes my lava! I'm so sad. Oh, my lava. Bop, 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 bop. Into the void. Or just death. Okay. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, the reason why they're different is not because they're different programming languages. C++ is literally used for optimizing here. That's why they use C++, is because it was just better. Java's easier to use, although I'm not sure why they use Java. It could be any reason, really, I guess. But C++ was used because of just how much more efficient it is. It just is smoother, you know? You can get a lot more with a lot less using C++. I'm sure there's better programming languages now, but I don't care to get into programming stuff. I'm not going to talk about what the best programming language is. I'm only just starting to learn how C++ works, so that's just not going to happen. I don't even know how to read it properly, man. Wait, that chest sounded near, but it was just his. What? Yay! To the void! What? Okay. Server's not lagging at all. Anyways, so... yeah, it's just because, you know, Bedrock Edition has to deal with mobile players who are going to be running at like 10 frames a second already. If you haven't noticed, I'm gonna lose this fight! No! No! Not happening. I want to see if he has a better weapon than me. He does. We move. We're not getting chased. Is there a player behind me? No. Oh! Okay, that went as expected. Also, there's one last side argument I would like to make about pistons and why they even have quasi-connectivity. Quasi-connectivity is like when the piston is being powered from above it, from where it normally should have been powered even. And that has to deal with the fact of when pistons were added and how they got added. So, pistons, by the way, they used to be a mod. They were a mod coded by a guy's name who I cannot remember at all. I'm not very familiar with that, but you probably heard the story like 1,000 times. A man made the piston mod, and so the developers of Minecraft liked him and were like, yeah, we should add pistons. But to code pistons, they just reused the doors code. So pistons are actually 2 blocks. This is a piston and this is a piston, even though you only see this part of the piston. Because that's the only actual piston block. No, your strafe means nothing. Because you're going so predictably. It's incredible. Alright. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to do anything, Mr. I don't have a chest plate. So, that's why quasi-connectivity is a thing, is because pistons just use the door's old code. I'm sure it helped. Congratulations, sir. Incredible. Alright. Yeah, that's basically why pistons are the way they are, and that's also why pistons don't have quasi-connectivity in Bedrock. Isn't just because of optimization, it's because pistons were just coded from scratch in Bedrock Edition. They were like, we already know what code to do, but we're going to code it to be more optimized already, because, you know, we have to be optimized, and we're not going to just reuse door code. We don't need to at all. It doesn't really save us any time anyways now, so no need to. Also, yeah, they are different programming languages, so copy-pasting just isn't going to work. Reusing the door code from Java Edition wouldn't even help you because, you know, it's coded in Java. It wouldn't help you. So yeah, that's the differences between Minecraft Bedrock and Java and why they're not going to be the same and why you're occasionally seeing differences because, you know, a Java player looks at Minecraft Bedrock Edition and goes, wow, it's so smooth. A Bedrock player goes in Bedrock Edition and goes, wow, this is so laggy. Because, you know, it's made to barely be enough to support their device, and Java players in Java go, wow, this is jittery. Because, you know, it's just barely made to support their device. They don't need to make adjustments to optimize their game anymore, you know? They're working with computers, which now are pretty powerful. So anyways, that's all I have to say. If you enjoyed hearing me talk about redstone and why it's different, please subscribe. I didn't do much effort in this video. I just hated seeing so many comments in different people's videos going, why? No, that's incorrect. You're wrong. Alright. And I'm sure I got something wrong in here that someone's going to correct me on, and I'm going to just feel like a big idiot. Anyways, bye.